Hey. Creeping down the back street on D's. Listen to some old school, feeling the breeze. But as soon as I said it, seems I got sweated by some youngsters in the skinny jeans, straight disrespecting. You wanna make noise, make noise. We can get a head up fade. I don't need no homeboys. Break it down the road of reading the green leaf and pass it to the left side and come and take a ride with a G. And listen to some BCB, OMG, Cadillac DeVille on 22 inches. And got sounds for the bitches, trying to get riches. I don't fuck with the busters or no snitches. So homie, just walk on by, cause I'm too hard to live. 220 with a big ass dick. So your girlfriend all of my top, locking all of my pics. Pillow talking with the homegirl bitch. I kick back as I pop the top of my fifth. We politic to celebrate the accomplishments. Yeah, because you know it don't stop. 2022 with a bullet headed straight to the top. K-Boy. Hey, yo, what up, people? What's popping? Hold on. Oh, my bad. Let me get my mic right. Hold up. Okay, there we go. What up, people? I said, what up, people? Welcome to the After Hours Show, G-Lew. Wednesday Q&A, questions and answers, game and advice. And tonight, the topic of discussion is negative energy. Do we invite negative energy into our life? I believe is the title. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our producer and sponsor, DD Hairston, the author, publisher, and producer. What up, DD? And she submits and helps with the questions and Q&A. So shout out to Miss DD. Shout out to everyone tuning in wherever you are across the world, man. Wherever you are, if you can hear my voice, homie, you hear greatness, homie. And it's G-Lew. Shout out to my homeboy Conejo. He's gonna join me tonight. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat. I can't see anyone. I see my sweetheart. I see Perlana. What's up, Perlana? What's up? Beautiful. DD Hairston. Shout out to my homeboy Big D, keeping it real from Whittier, where the Heiners are much prettier. Shout out to Miss Priscilla. Shout out to Elia Delgado. Shout out to Brenda Love, Nay Love, all the loves. And anyone who shows me love. Check it out. And Cornell's gonna join me quick. But check this out. Let me do this though, right quick. Let me get this elephant out the Let me get the elephant out of the room right quick, right? If you tuned in last Friday, I had an interview with a homie, with the homie Omega Grimm. Omega Grimm, this was actually the part 2 because he was on the show before. I don't know how long ago it was, about some months ago, a year, I don't know. And he was on the show and he had been getting at me personally to be back on the show to do a part 2, you know, and come back on and just really a part 2, a follow up and see what he got going on and all that. So he had been getting at me for a minute. We finally talked the week before, which is a week before last when he was on the show. We decided on a date, whatever, we'll come on and do it. I even invited DD because really, personally, originally I didn't really want to, not that I didn't want to do it, but I don't really usually do part 2s. And I've had some legendary people on here that I should have did, that I wanted to do part 2s, but I just don't do part 2s unless it's really a reason for it, you know. So initially I wasn't gonna do it, but we talked and homie was like, let's do a part 2. And I asked him personally before we did it, what are we doing? You know, what are we talking about? What's the purpose? Because I know the homie is gonna talk about, what he has going on. You know, he's involved in the street, in the neighborhood up in New York where he's from. First, it was different because we want to hear from a New York perspective about cripping and all that. So that was part 1 and all that. But like I said, in part 2, I wanted to see where we were going with it. So we talked about this. Elliot Delgado, what's up, sweetheart? We talked about this previously before the interview, and we said it's going to be positive. You know, I asked him personally, you know, and then I told him too, what I didn't want, you know, I'm not into all that, the extras and the set tripping, and, you know, I'm past that. But I do want to kick the real and talk real shit. You know, we want to reach the youngsters, but not in that light. And we agreed. So That's what we did, and the interview went as such until it went left, towards the end. And I asked him about and where it went left, and maybe I could have did different, maybe not ask. I don't know, but I didn't do anything intentionally, whatever. But I asked the homie, what was that about? Because in all of his, if you see his page, all his posts is a thumbs down. So I just asked him to elaborate on it. He could have chose to say how he wanted to answer it, how he wanted to answer it, however he wanted to, and he chose to answer it the way he chose to, and that was in a disrespectful manner. So me being that what this is my platform, got loved ones from that set. And not only that, it's not about that. It's just about I never do that on my show, on my channel. If you ever looked at my channel, I had a gang of different homies from neighborhoods and gangs and all that. No one's ever got on here and just did that. So again, anyone just tuning in, this is not about going at the homie because see, I'm a man. This is about the reason I'm addressing this is because I seen a lot of side bar shit and people saying little stuff, and a lot of it was coming from that side, like probably his homies. I don't know. Um, but felt some type of way about the interview, how it went down. Like I personally, I don't know what they thought. I didn't do anything intentionally disrespectful. I just came and said I don't want that on my channel. Period. I didn't do anything else. So for all the extras and people want to say their opinions and I was just seeing little bullshit, little comments and things. And again, it's not a point at anyone. I don't know. I'm just a man, so I address mine like a man. Like me personally, the following day after that interview, I got at homeboy, called him personally or got at him personally, um, who was on the show, Omega, and asked him were we straight? Did was it everything good, homie? I know when not, it was all love. Respect. He told me he respects my platform, boom, boom, boom. And even he said in so many ways, not that he was sorry, but he's a work in progress and won't do womp and he respects my platform and all that. So I got at homeboy like a man. That's what I do. So I'm just addressing this to anybody who got the extras on the sideline and got something to say about me and why I want to speak on this and why I do this and why I do that. This is my platform. I do what the fuck I want to do first and foremost, but I'm never disrespectful on my platform. And anybody want to come on here, debate and talk about it, you got the open platform. You know what I mean? Right here. You could come on anytime. I'm not gonna do another interview though, but you could come on anytime and talk about it and voice your opinion, homie. Because I'm a man first. So I just wanted to say that because some of that shit touched me personally. I usually don't address all that, and I'm not about negativity. And this is not about dude that was on the show at all. Because I already talked to him personally and he told me it was all good. So if it's anything different, he can let me know too. But it's not about that. It's just about anybody who got something to say on the side, but won't, talk to me straight up, homie. I'm a man. And I do everything respectfully. So what I did on my platform is not disrespectful. I just don't want anyone disrespecting on this platform. You won't do that on anybody else's platform. And I don't profess to be a gang activist, a gang. I just interview certain people because I can, but I'm not a gang. This is not a gang channel. My boy does that. He's number one at that, Kev Mack. I don't profess to be that. I just kick real shit on here, and I really just love music. You see what I do, oldies and all that. I'm about the music and dating the ladies and kicking it with the ladies. I don't even like dudes like that. So miss me with any of that bullshit or address me like a man. That's all I ask, bro. So that's just to anybody who has something to say on the sideline. It's not about homie who was on the show. I already talked to him and he's told me we were good. So anybody else that got something to say, address me like a man. That's the link right there. That's all it's about. You feel me? And I just had to address that because I felt some type of way just on me. And like I said, I never want to do anything intentional. My intent was not to make the homie feel any type of way or anything. So if that's what you thought, that's my bad as a man. If I did that or if you think that, I'm sorry. That's not what I intended to do. So I'm just addressing this again, but at the same time, don't play with me either. You know what I mean? Get at me like a man. That's all I ask. Homie, I'm gonna get at you like a man. Ain't nothing happen, big devil. It's all love. Carl Street, what up, though? Much love, everyone. So that's all it is because I don't want anybody on this channel disrespecting nobody. I'm not gonna have anybody else on here disrespecting his neighborhood either. So that's just all it's about. It's about respect. We don't do that over here. It's no color lines and no bullshit. And I seen a comment who said, "Who is he to speak on anything?" I can speak on it because I really live this shit, bro. And I don't be with the extras. I don't never be on here like I'm extra this, extra that. But I really did live this, bro, since the '80s. You know what I mean? For real. So that's why I can speak on it. Okay, so that's what it is. I'm gonna leave that alone. What up to everyone out there? Let me read these comments. Real recognized, real always respectful, on point, one love on me. This is Eyeball Torres, by the way. Much love, Eyeball. I know that's you. We got to get it in. I told you, bro. Shout out to Brenda Love, Righteous, Big Dev. You already know. Shout out to Big Dev. Shout out to the Hood Postman. Melly Mel had a great interview tonight with the homegirl Giggles from Santana. Much love. Shout out to HQ45. You know she holds me down. Much love, HQ. And like I said again before I get off this topic, is no disrespect. So anybody out there trying to run and nah, it wasn't about that. It wasn't even about homeboy who was on the show. It's just about anybody who got something to say on the sideline with these little comments and all that shit. And you don't even know what you're talking about. That's all. So, man, it's all love though over here, man. That's all. So let's get to the topic of discussion tonight. My homeboy Cornell was supposed to come on too. Shout out to my boy Cornell. Let me see. The topic for tonight, like I said, do we invite negativity into our lives, like negative energy, like I said on the thing right there. Let me change this. Hold up. Let me see. 1 second. Okay. HQ. My show rules. Okay. Where was I? Okay, let me start about this show. Q&A tonight, Wednesday Q&A. The topic of discussion is, do we invite negativity into our lives, right? And I didn't want to start the show on no negativity. I really didn't have anything to do. I just had to get that elephant out of the room because he was standing in the rooms. I had to, that's all. But so you guys know about negativity. It's all around you all the time. You got haters around you. You got people who think, you just never know how it works, but negative energy is always around. That's why you gotta have balance. Balance it out with the positive. Because if you positive, they negative, it's not gonna equal it out. Positive always is better than negative and beats a negative, but negative could always throw shit off. So do you feel mentally drained from the people around you, or sick and tired of how they feel about yourself when they are in your life? Negativity can easily sneak up into your life, and it can be very mentally draining. Oftentimes we are our own worst enemies, because we ourselves invite negativity into our lives when we allow certain bad habits and actions to keep reoccurring, whether it's letting energy vampires suck out the positive energy from you, or dealing with your own destructive thoughts. It's important to become aware of your everyday thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in order to turn your life around for the better. Once you become aware of what is creating negativity in your life and take the right steps to remove it, you'll be on your way to a happier and more positive, joyful life. Yeah. Shout out to the platform. Oh boy, Big Dev. Um, yeah. Sexy Raven, what's popping? You sexy, girl. I don't know. Um, Shout out to Picaro Street, the homie. We got to get it in, man. Um, Shout out to all my peoples, man, out there. Incredible Javier, my homeboy Big Sonny, the streets ain't loyal. My homeboy Cholo, the trucker, the hood postman, Melly Mel, Kev Mac videos over 100,000. Salute to Kev Mac, well deserved. Again, another one of my homies. I spoke on Kev Mac earlier. I'm not the gang historian, so I give interviews with homies, whatever they want to speak about, and I can interview gang members. I do that. That's not, my profession. That's on a homie Kev Mac. Salute to him for what he does, and it's well deserved. Over 100,000 subscribers, and that's the homie. I mean, when Kev Mac channel started, I was there with him. So and he's doing big things, and it's well deserved. Shout out to Kev Mac. Um, Let me see. Um, okay. Are we ready for the questions? Okay. All right. I was waiting for my homeboy Cornell. He told me he was gonna check. I'll reach out to you. Okay. All right, homie. All righty. Homie, prayers to my young homie whose life was taken behind madness. Rest well, Fat Rat number 3. Wow. Rest in peace to the homie Fat Rat number 3. Um, yeah, sad. Rest in peace. We lost a few people. I can't even speak on it all. Even the thing in Houston and at the concert, whoever lost someone, is lives lost every day. So anyone who lost a loved one, rest in peace. Condolences. Megalicious, so vicious. Much love, man. Salute to you. Um, Perlana. Okay, let me start these questions then. Again, it's about negativity, man, in your life. Do we invite negativity? What's up with this negativity in our life? What do we do about it? It's always around. It's RIP Fat Rat number 3. Big Dev. Yep. Rest in peace, the homie. Um, okay. Do you think people react more strongly to negative stimuli instead of positive? Do you think people react more strongly to negative stimuli instead of positive? Yes, because it's what you allow. Get rid of it ASAP. Yep. Shout out to Elia. But the question was, do you think people react more to negative stimuli? I don't know, but than the positive. I think people react to negative more than positive. Period. We know that already. Michael Hawkins, much love, man. Shout out to Michael Hawkins. Shout out to Megalicious. So today's Wednesday. I'm gonna post a throwback with me and Meg at the G-Lew show reunion. I got in the cut. I ain't never posted. Shout out to Meg. Um, Shout out to Apples and Oranges Web Design, who designed the G-Lew show website. Um, well, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I think people react to negative more than positive, and that is proven, right? That's proven with everything you see. Like even with the internet, you'll see some shit that's negative as hell. Somebody get their ass whooped, somebody get ran over, get shot, or knocked out, or whatever the case may be. That's negative. You'll see that shit got 10 times like 100,000 views opposed to something positive, where somebody just did a positive deed. Help somebody, whatever the case may be, that's positive, and it's way less views than that, unless it's a celebrity. So people react more to negative, and that's why the negative sells, and that's why you see more negative. Let's just keep it real. Even in Hollywood and TV, television, even everything going on now with what they feed us on TV, whether it be sexual, bisexual, uh, 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 whatever the case may be, negativity. People react more to that than the positive. You even see it. I see it every day, even on YouTube with certain views of even somebody that has high numbers all the time. If they have high numbers for negative, not even negativity, but controversy, um, people tune into that more opposed to when they're not doing stuff like that. It's just how it is. People want to see the bullshit, you know. Big Dev said people who love negativity welcome it because who recognize the negativity can dispose of it. Right. That is true too. That's true, very true. People who love like negativity or even bullshit, gossip and all that, they definitely welcome it when they can. They love to get in the conversation with somebody talking about some bullshit and chime in and all that. All that. Real talk. Some days I got to piss at vinegar really, really okay. Life is positive and negative. Yes, it is, HQ. It's about balancing options, you know? Yeah. It's about balancing options. Uh, Homie said, some of us are addicted to negative spirit. We almost feed off to keep us pushing. Wow. That's powerful right there because that's so true. Some people feed off negativity or negative energy. You know, they feed off of that. Like they actually start their day with that shit. Like them type of people. Like they be first thing they want to talk about, or they call you, or if you see them in the streets or the homie up to whatever, the first thing they talking is some bullshit. That's what they feed off of. And it's sad, man. I try to stay away from just bullshit negativity, period. You know, I try to stay away from it. And if someone is on that, I just stray away from it, even if it's someone close to me, a friend or whatever, and they just from having the conversation and it's negative, slowly just ease off from that because I'm cool on that. Shout out my boy Conejo. He's here. If people feed off negativity to the point where their actions and thoughts are negative. Yes, sir. Facts. Very factual. Let me see. So a lot of people chimed in on that first question, which was, what was the first question? Hold up. Oh, do you think people react more strongly to negative shit than positive? And yes, that's pretty obvious. So, let me see. You can have encouraging conversation and say one thing that is encouraging, that is not encouraging, and is the thing that is focused on. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Yep. Perlana said, Meg said, Conejo, what's up, baby? Uh, People get more reactions to negativity because that's what they're used to. Yes, Perlano. That's what I'm saying. That's what they used to. Bullshit. Talking about bullshit, gossip, whatever. I don't know. I guess that's cool. If that's what you do. But people gotta realize, see, when you talk to people like that all they doing is gossiping, they talking about somebody. Guess who else they talking about when you're not around? You. You feel me? They're talking about you too. So just be aware of that. That's all. Let me continue with these questions. Yeah. So, are people making decisions based on negative information more than positive ones? Yes, and that would be called rumors. Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. I just need some time to give it away. That's how rumors get started. They started by jealous people, and they get mad when you feel me. Look, do people wait? What was that question? Are people making decisions based on negative information more than positive ones? Yeah, because they heard that shit right here, and and it spreads. You hear it this way, and you love negativity. So if it's something negative but it's intriguing, or it's like gossipy or like scandalous, like you love to hear it, and you're gonna pass it on. Hey, did you hear somebody shout it to you? You don't even know if it's factual or not, but somebody just told you. So it's like, yeah. So you'll tell somebody else, did you hear such and such? And that's how rumors get. That's rumors really. And that's the internet now. The internet is just rumors too. It's the same shit. It's on the internet. It's rumors. And you know how to well, the internet is still undefeated, like they say. So the internet will start the rumors because when something news first breaks, you'll hear it a million times down the pipeline, right? You'll hear the same rumorish like statement because they don't know yet. But then maybe by the next day, it'll start trickling down to the truth, what really happened. Because it's the same shit. Internet is just rumors, you know. Let me see what Perlana said. Yes, one rumor can spread into 1,000 different rumors in seconds. Right, Perlana? And you're dealing with the internet. That's like millimeters per second, just like a phone, it transmits. So one thing can be shot out right here. If somebody drops this message right here in Norfolk, Virginia, wow. And if it's a powerful message, just say it's got somebody's name attached to it. Immediately it connects through the database and they repost it in minutes. It's worldwide. And that's a rumor. That's rumors in 2021. The internet. And the internet is still undefeated. Let me see. Uh, Hey, how can you avoid being infected with toxic negativity? Dark Knight, what's up? Well, let me put this link. I didn't know if the homie was trying to come in or not. Um, okay. How can you avoid being infected with toxic negativity? The way to avoid being infected with toxic negativity is to stay away from it. Like I just said, you have to know. It's just like that's why I think we just dealt with the COVID thing. I think the best thing about COVID that happened was it made people fall back, go in the house, separate from others, get more clean. Even the motherfuckers that weren't clean, it made them start to learn to be clean. You got to clean yourself, wash your hands. Cleanliness is next to godliness, right? So you learn these things. So you had to fall back up. So now when you come back outside, you're more cautious of how you even interact with people. It's okay to still give someone 6 feet. There's no need for you to be all up on me. So it's just about staying away from negativity is the same way. Avoid it. You don't have to be around it. You don't have to. You know what I mean? If it's bullshit over there, why would you step in it? If you know that's bullshit and it's shit, why would you step in it? You feel me? So the best way to avoid it is to use your mind. You are all grown people now. You're not kids. When we were kids, we were easily influenced. Taking whatever the case, whatever, I don't know, but there's no need now to prove anything to anyone. None of that. Be yourself. And if it's negative, stay away from it. Shout out to my homeboy Ian Nichols. What it do though? Google gang. You feel me? You figured out me? Elliot said misery loves company for some folks. So again, some people would love negativity, attracts. It's about balancing options, negative, positive, and they're always, that's why it's a negative and that's why it's a positive. All the time. That's just how shit was made. That's why it's a God and it's a devil. It is what it is. It's about balancing options though. Let me see. Is it true negative people often have a demanding nature and put pressure on those to close? Wait, is it true negative people often have demanding nature and put pressure on those close to them? Well, what I can say about that is that's with anybody that has a control or has an influence on somebody under them. They can influence them to do anything. And if they happen to be negative, I mean, you see it every day, even with this internet shit. Um, People who tend to have the loudest voice or can scream the loudest or seem to come across as quote unquote a real one the most to these people who are not real ones, because what the internet has done is mix this shit up so much to where the streets have turned to the internet and the internet is think they're street. Everything is backwards and confused. You understand? So there's no accountability, there's no anything. People that are civilians and not real quote unquote street dudes can get on the internet and act like they are. They can get in the chat or they can get on somewhere and talk with other people who may be on the chat or talking that may be real ones, and they can interact now. So it gives people a false sense of sensibility. Even the real ones, it's just so the internet is so, it's a gift and a curse. Again, positive, negative, balancing options. So we just have to use our better mind in your judgment and don't be a fool. You know what I mean? Don't be a fool. Don't let the internet fool you up. All people, you know, don't let that do. Don't do that. Don't let the internet pull a Kaiser Sose on you, because that's all it is. And Nichols said, "Don't let your happenings affect your happiness." Shit, easier said than do. That was powerful, my boy. Don't let your happenings affect your happiness. Shit, easier said than done. Oh, okay, and Nichols. I don't think they're ready for that. Shout out to my boy Cornell. Stay away from negative social media, negative people, negative environments that surround yourself with start surrounding yourself with positivity. Just like the homie just said though, Cornell, that's easier said than done because the internet, social media runs the world. Even if look, social media is so bad, it's worse than any drug, any of that shit. It's worse than any drug. That's why Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, the dudes who own that Zuckerberg or whoever are billionaires, quadrillion billionaires. Because Facebook, all that shit and the iPhone and the Android. Hey, because look, that's the worst drug ever known to man. Crack ain't got shit on your phone, homie, your iPhone. Because guess what? what do you do when you wake up? Well, the iPhone is your alarm now. You don't have alarm clocks. Your phone is your alarm. Okay, so I get that. But besides cutting off your alarm, what's the first thing you do and grab in the morning? Your phone. You get up and go to work. If you get up, whatever you go, you gotta have your phone. Your phone. You look for your phone before you look for your wallet. That's some cold shit. That's real. So to say to stay away from social media, it sounds good, and like the homie said, it's easier said than done. Because social media runs the world. Your phone runs shit. So when you pick up your phone, even if you don't want to look at it, eventually you're gonna swipe. My bad, and you're gonna get to social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and that tunes people into the world, man. It's the World Wide Web and choice. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to these comments. I'm fucking up. Smoking mirrors. Okay, okay, I got Cornell. No ethics or morals. Choices. And Nichols said the thirst is 100. The thirst be real. Damn right, it's real. People will lose a finger before they lose their social media. For real. For real. Hey, when people get their social media shit shut down, I even see it like even with celebrities, all that. That's like their because that controls a lot of shit. That's like people's source of income. A lot is done through social media. You know, people get their pages shut down, it's like the end of the world. Like even me, say I've never got my Instagram or none of that taken, but even like these YouTube, a few times YouTube got at me and beyond my even control, I didn't even know what I did, but they'll come and strike you and shut your page down. It's like, damn. I mean, it's cool, but it's like I feel it, because it's like I miss you guys and want to be on here, and then you just feel violated, like they just took my page. So and you feel this type of way. So it's hard, man. This social media is really taking over everything, man. It really has, whether we know it or not. It really has. Big Devil says social media um took over the eyes and brains of many. Yeah, it controls everything, man. And especially these youngsters, the kids, they're social media babies. This is how they came up. Like when we came up, we was outside. We had little contact. We played a few video games. Depending on where you came up. Went from the Atari to Coleco and all of that. Dreamcast and to Sega and PlayStation. All of that, whatever. But now these kids are like social media babies for real. This is what they're raised on is social media. This is where they get their information. There's and that's why it's so easily now for how everything is taking over. You know what I mean? Righteous by faith, my boy Isaac. Look, man, I'm glad you're on here, Isaac. I was talking last week on the show. I did a show about 48 Laws of Power and how that book is and how it kind of uh when we were younger, we thought so much of it, but we now know it's some bull, right? But I wanted to talk about the Bible because I think the Bible is the best book to read, and I think you're someone I could have on the show. We could talk about just the Bible, bro, and what it means. Not to get too religious, but just to speak about the Bible. How it relates to everyday life to this day. So I would love to chop that up with you, bro. Um, um, hey man, okay. But I got off track to what I was saying though. Dang. But yeah, I was saying that social media, man, has taken control over everything, man, and this is what's raising our kids. That's why it's so normal now, even though it's not normal for the things we see. And this is nothing against. I'm not. Don't flag me for being pro or whatever. But that's why it's so easy now for certain things to be put out there, and just so easily accepted now when I think people should be given a choice. Okay, that's what's up. Let's do it. I would love to do that show, bro. Um, yes, it's a history book. The Bible is a history book. You don't even have to be really. That's the best book ever written. Is the Bible because it still to this day, whenever it was written, I don't know the year. It was many years ago. I know it's been revamped and whatever, but the Bible to this day, whether you're religious or not, is the best book ever written because everything in there equivalates to what's going on today in some type of way. That's just real. So I would love to get my homeboy Isaac on here and we could talk about it. Brenda said that too. Shout out to Brenda. But yeah, social media controls everything right now that's going on, unfortunately. And that's why it makes it unfortunately social media has taken over to the point where it can control like it has more relevance than people like it's to the point where I don't know how to explain this, but people that are not quote unquote look, you can get on here, people we have real OGs out here, people that have really been through things, speak their story, some do, some don't. But some choose now to get on the internet and speak their story. And now you it's to the point where the internet is so controlling that you can have people get on here. I don't want to say any names, but uh people like say like a Charleston White, right? Um can get on here and question real people, real ones, disrespect people, but can fool the people because he can get on certain platforms and talk conscious and talk like he's smart, which he really is. You know, obviously he's not dumb, but can disrespect people, neighborhoods, and do all this and think that it's okay. But you can have the internet now that will get behind him and support him to make it look like it's okay. So now you have people like that, and this is not against Charleston White. I'm just using him as an example. But now you have many other people like this who look like they are quote unquote winning. And when I'm saying winning, I'm just saying where they can debate and go back and forth with people that have really lived certain lives and certain things that they're talking down on or have an opinion on that they have not lived and couldn't live. But when you have a platform to speak and you have thousands of people that support your platform, they'll get behind you and make you think that you are doing something righteous when you're not. And I don't know how off track I've gotten or whatever, but all of this coincides with what I'm talking about tonight. You know, and I just want to speak on it because, like I said, even how I started this show, this negative energy, man, is just a force that sometimes we have to address. You know, because we can't let negativity outride the positivity. And people that like me that are in a place in their lives where they are now, they want to do positive, man. It's not about negativity. We don't have anything to gain out of being negative. We don't. We don't have anything to and but I understand that everyone is human, so we make mistakes. And sometimes mistakes may happen, but it's not for us to it's just about admitting the mistakes. And I'm man enough to admit any mistakes I've made. I'm not here to be, perfect. I'm not, so we're just here to correct those mistakes and be men about it. So that's all we're doing. I see my boy Isaac is here. Okay. What's up, my boy? He has to get his audio right. We'll give him a minute. That's my boy Isaac Pedrosa, Righteous by Faith. If you have not followed him, go right now to that channel right there, Righteous by Faith, and follow my boy because he is active. He is active. And he's already done a lot of legendary things already. You can go back and check. He has previous interviews, not only with me, with real big heavy hitters, Big Hurt, Street Gangs, and so many others. He's done a lot of monumental stuff. And not only that, he's really lived his life. So this is what I'm speaking on, people that have really, really lived this life. Um, they they have put some respect on their names. That's all I'm saying. Isaac, what's up, my boy? Audio right yet? I can't hear you. What's up to everyone in the chat? Sorry, I haven't been getting the. Let me go back and read these comments. Yes, we played outside all day, had fun. I was just phones
Check,
tapping.
check, check.
There he is.
There we
Got
go. Sorry about that.
it's all good.
Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate all the love, man. Man, bro, I just want to hop on real quick, bro. Man, you growing, huh? I see
Hey,
you
I'm trying,
growing.
man. I'm trying,
Salute.
bro. I'm trying, bro.
That's
Thank you,
awesome,
man.
man.
Thank you, bro.
If anybody I want to grow, bro, is man, you my brother, man. And
Thank you, man.
appreciate you
Likewise.
always keeping it 100. You always keep it
Likewise.
100.
Likewise. Likewise, man. What you been up? Hold on, before we get started, what you been up to, Isaac?
Man, bro, just working, bro. Working, being a family man. Got a baby on the way, trying to get prepared for that.
Okay.
Um, and just just trying to draw near, closer to the Lord. I tripped out, bro, that you were talking the topic you were talking on about social media. I
Yeah.
just spoke about that on my channel recently. And I've been wanting to do a little series on that. Cause come on, bro. If we keep it real, me and my wife were just sitting right here in this very room probably about an hour ago, and we were keeping it real, bro. And we're looking to kind of break away from a lot of that.
Right.
Um, Lord willing, but I really it's a real thing, bro. That addiction. Everybody
Yeah.
talks about being, if you ain't addicted to drugs. Me and you, we
It's
were out there in the
yeah.
street before, right?
Right.
But
But it's plenty of addictions. It doesn't have to be one thing. It's a lot of addictions that some people may sweep under the rug. Oh, this is not as big as that. This is not as big. But everyone out there, whoever's listening, knows what their addiction is. So it's many different addictions. It has to be drugs or whatever that's just so out there. You could deal with your own addictions that you deal with personally, and you don't think no one knows about it, but God knows about it.
woo, and the biggest one, you were talking about it.
Yeah.
This
That
right
that
here,
right
bro.
there. Come on, Isaac.
This right here,
Right there. And we don't even realize it. Right.
bro. We don't even realize it, or you don't even want to admit it,
Right,
right?
that
A
part,
part of
that
you
part.
doesn't even want to,
That's
like,
really like an addiction. We don't want to admit that because
you
it's so
know.
normal, because it's normalized now. Like it's normal for you. Like I said, man, people will worry. Like, keep it real. If you go out the house right now, you're on your way to work or whatever, and you get halfway there and you realize you left your phone.
Bro, let me share it. Let me share this story. Why I had this conversation with my wife right now.
Mhm.
I didn't have my phone, a phone number connected for the last 2 days, bro. Right? I didn't have
Mhm.
no data because I was switching carriers. It's a long story, but
Right.
bro, those couple of days, man,
Ooh, it
bro,
was rough, huh?
and God was dealing with me today. I'm a bus driver. I'm a bus driver.
Right.
So I was at work, and I'm up here. The people that are driving in the cars, they're down here, and I'm up here, so I get to see everything, right?
Right.
Bro, everybody, everybody is on their damn phone, bro.
Everyone. Everyone.
Everyone, and they're at the stoplight. You gotta honk at them because
Yeah,
the
it's that
light
bad.
turned green and everybody's on every chance they get.
And you know
Looking
it's
at
so
their
bad.
phone.
Hey, you know it's so bad that you don't want to feel, because I used to hear even the police or whatever, they make new laws. You can't be on your phone if they catch you on. If you catch you on your phone, it's like a
That's
ticket,
out the
right?
window, bro.
It's out the window, but it's
The
so
cops
bad
on his
that
damn phone.
I can be exactly. It's so bad that I'm on the freeway or I'm in traffic and I look to the side and you can see literally someone like driving like 50, 60, but they're looking down on their phone like I'm watching them. And it's so bad because you don't want to feel like, dude, I don't want to be like, but it's like, yeah, it's really real.
And you know what? And I want to say something just for the people watching. I don't know how many people. You got a lot of people watching. Um, not to it's not to like throw like because we're all guilty of it at one point or another, right? But it's just something to reflect on yourself in your own life. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean that you know e- everybody's on their own path, bro. And
Right.
and but sometimes it's good to reflect and be like, man, what's really number one in my life, man?
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? If something has started to consume me, and you feel it deep down and you feel it, right? But you really don't want to admit it. Or even when you're scrolling, right? Like you said, you're scrolling, you
Right.
get that thought, and it's like, it's good to sometimes say, you know what? I need a little correction in this. It doesn't mean you're gonna break away completely. Like me, I got a YouTube channel just like you, and I need to put stuff out, you know, and I'm still gonna use it for that. But I'm
Right.
really looking to break away, bro. From the social media world, from looking at notifications all the
All of that.
time,
It's
and
but how do we do it, bro? And really stick, like, how
you
it
know what I'm
sounds
gonna
good.
say. you know, you know what I'm gonna say. I believe the only way to do it. Well, not the only way to do it, but for me, I'm a man of faith.
Mhm.
And I like to trust, rely on God. But I'm not saying that I do that perfectly. But I think with the Lord's help, allowing Him to really, the time that I would spend doing that, I'd rather go and say, you know what, come to the Lord and give me strength, Lord. Give me even the courage, man, to just to just say no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember that old saying, just say
Just
no?
say no. Yeah.
But like you said, you made a good point. Nowadays, we're all connected. You kind of need it to keep
You
like
need. That's what I was gonna ask you. So what
you
do you do?
I'm
Like
not saying that
just
that
cut off
but
my soul because you still have to have your
no.
phone.
Okay, like you. Okay, I'm gonna use you as an example.
Okay.
You're building something, right?
Right.
And you've been at it, bro. You've been working at it. You've been doing your thing, man. And salute to that. You got to keep doing that.
Right.
But there's a way where you could keep doing that, and where you don't have to be so. There's different things. You can even have someone help you run your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
have some if you really wanted to. There's things you can do. But me, I'm gonna use me for an example.
Okay.
Um, I I think I can post something,
Mhm.
a video, right? Let people know, hey, check it out. There's a new video that just dropped. Interview, a new song, whatever it is, and I don't have to go and check my notifications every 5 minutes.
Right.
I don't have to go and I can say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and post this up, and maybe I can come back to it tomorrow, or
Right.
I can come back because sometimes you need to interact too. That's
Yeah.
just
But
that's
but
just
but I
reality.
think that's a good thing you said, like being able to, because I struggle with that too now. Like, and I do it sometimes I don't. Like being able to, even if you do post something, like I just posted this, whatever, but post it and leave it alone. Like I don't have to go back and check it an hour to see if anybody,
Yeah, yeah, and
interacted
it's
or liked
normal.
it. Just leave it alone.
We've all we're all going
Yeah.
through it, bro, and it becomes an addiction, bro. It becomes an addiction, and for some people more than others. Like I believe some people might, how do you say it? Some people put all their business out there, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
every
They do.
every
Yeah.
single thing is just it's out there. It's
Right.
out there, and I think they feed off of that. They
Right.
kind of feed off of it. And like I said, I think we've all been guilty in one form or another, but some people more than others. And I think it's a problem, bro. And I think it's
Right.
a problem that most people will not admit,
Right.
but deep down, we all know that is true. And you know what? One more thing to add to that, bro. I think it's by design that they
Oh
got
yeah.
us like that.
Definitely.
They
Definitely.
definitely they
Yes.
got
Yeah, definitely.
somebody's
That's definitely the whole purpose of it. Like somebody heard somebody else speaking about this. That's how they design. That's where they have teams and everything to follow. Because these phones now capture and whether it's right or not, I don't know, but they capture and follow everything you do. Your phone is like, I heard the homie speaking about this, knows everything you do. That's why now it's not coincidence. Like we can say we thought of something and we can go online and see it right there, or you know what I mean? Like think of something of what we want to do, and now we can scroll and it'll come up as a topic, like you should a
Hey,
suggestion.
that's crazy, bro. I was
Yeah,
just talking about that. You can
yeah,
Wow, bro. How does
yeah.
that happen?
Because
How in
that's
the heck
like
does
you
that
just
happen?
said a minute ago. That's by design.
You could
It's
think
not
of
by
something, bro.
coincidence.
You could think of
Yeah,
something, and next thing you know,
you
there it
see
is.
it. There it is.
Like wow, bro. You ever
Oh
heard
yeah,
of a 1984? There's a book
yeah,
called Night.
yeah, yeah. I've
You
heard
heard
of
of
it.
that?
Yeah,
All you guys watching, if you guys want to read a good book for any of you guys that like reading, I think there's a movie too.
it
It's
is
called
1980.
1984 by George Orwell. And this book was written in the 1930s. And the term Big Brother, that was coined from that guy, George Orwell. That wasn't his
Mm,
real name. I don't forgot his real name, but he goes by George Orwell. And in that book, he's talking about a future where every single thing you do is they're gonna be able to see what you're doing, and they're gonna be able to even look into your mind, and they have something called the thought police,
hmm.
where if you even think something that's you know unconventional or
Right.
unorthodox, or it's not going with the system, you're gonna have that knock at your door. Big Brother's watching.
Wow.
There you go, DD.
Yeah.
Shout out to DD. Salute to
DD,
DD.
she's on it. She's on it.
Mega, Haitian Queen.
Megalicious HQ. Hey,
Yep.
they on it. They on it.
All your
Yeah.
faithful subscribers, man, and friends, man. I know they're your friends too.
Yes, sir.
And salute to them, man. They're always supporting, man. God bless you guys.
Yes,
Love you
sir.
guys, man. But
Love you
yeah,
too.
Didi knows, man. Great book.
Because
There-
she's an author. She knows about
oh
books.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She's
yeah,
an author.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She's an author. Shout out to
So
Didi.
so
Hey, but we have to look, Isaac. I want to really set up when we can to talk, like to have a show. I want to really talk about the Bible, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be about. I don't want people to get scared or afraid away, like
Nah.
it's we're trying to make it religious, but just about that book, because to me that's the greatest book ever written, bro.
Yes,
And like I
sir.
said, it just whether you're religious or not, if you read that book, you will see that it
Yeah.
relates some type of way to
Just having that
everything to now.
conversation,
Yeah.
I think can kind of help people because there's a lot of there's a lot of that they've been trying to stop that book from even being in circulation it started.
Hmm.
Um, but in the book it says that it's not gonna pass away, bro. That heaven and earth can pass away, but everything that was written, it has a spiritual aspect to it too. But yeah, bro, I definitely love to have that conversation. Um,
And why do you think the Bible? Just a quick, even speaking on that, why do you think personally? And you're a man of God. You read the book, I'm sure, many of times, and you understand it. But why do you think, just coming from a standpoint of someone else who's not as spiritual as you, why do you think that book is so important and everything in there? Like to someone who will say, "Well, oh, it's maybe been rewritten or whatever," because they can understand how it relates to everything. But this book was written thousands of years, however many years ago. But why do you think that book is so important and why it relates to everything today? Like just when it was written so many years ago in
So let
different
me
times.
ask. You said a few things in there. Let me tell you one thing first that you mentioned about it being rewritten. It hasn't been rewritten. It's been
Hmm.
translated. Okay,
Okay.
and I believe God in His wisdom. If G-Lew, if you were God and you wrote a book and you put it out, throughout the years, someone, if there was only one version or one copy, someone can take that copy and try to corrupt it. And
Right.
especially if there's a devil, as the Bible
Right.
reveals that there's also a negative spiritual force, right? That's at work. So the devil can easily come and try to corrupt it. But the way
Mm.
the Bible was written, it was written. There were letters, like the New Testament, for example. There were letters written to different churches, but Paul or the authors were inspired by the Holy Spirit. They were writing these letters, but as soon as these letters were sent out, these letters were copied. So say you copy this letter, copy it, copy it, copy it. Now, if someone tries to come and corrupt it,
Oh, it's
it's gonna
traceable.
be
We can go
real
back
hard
and say, okay.
because we
So
can
that's
come
what's
back.
kept it authentic. Because I was going to ask you that next. How do
Yes,
we know that it hasn't been
yes,
corrupted
and then
or
let me give you another, just one more thing, and then we can
okay?
get into it maybe some other time. Where, like you said, we can plan something out. Um, okay, up until 1948, that argument about, well, the Bible's been changed, this and that. Okay, that might have been a good argument then, up until 1948. But in 1948, they discovered something called the Dead Sea Scrolls in the
Mm.
caves of Qumran over there by Judea, bro. Right?
Hmm.
And in these scrolls, they date back to before thousands of years before Christ, even, bro. Right?
Mm.
Or I think no, a couple hundred years, maybe like 600, 700. I'm not sure, but my point is that these scrolls held even full books like the book of Isaiah. So when you compare it to, like, say, the Bible you have at your house right now, right?
Mm.
You could compare it to the Dead Sea Scrolls, and guess what, bro? It's almost identical. There's only like little small variations, a letter here, letter there, but for the most part, the whole essence of the book, it's all there. And
Mm.
so for someone to say, well, someone changed the Bible in the year 550 BC or AD,
Hmm.
they can't say that, bro, because when you compare it to what existed back then, it's almost identical. So it
Wow.
has not been changed, bro. It's only been translated, and of course, because me and you are speaking what language right now? English,
English.
right? We
Hmm.
don't speak Hebrew or
Right.
Greek. I
Exactly.
mean,
So it had to be, trans in a way. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, and then the scriptures were written in Hebrew, the Old Testament, but right around Jesus' time when the New Testament was penned, what the predominant tongue was Greek. And so what was
So
the New Testament was written in Greek.
right.
You
Well,
know what I'm
okay.
saying?
So what did we say about this, Isaac? And this is I don't want to get too much into it because this is what we're going to talk about. I think this is going to be a great topic
Okay.
when we hook up. But okay, let me put this out there. What do you say for the people who say Christianity, the Bible, or whatever was written, because like you said, it came from it was written Hebrew, and all of these things has been translated,
Mhm.
comes from the middle. So what do you say about the people who say Christianity or whatever was taken? the white man made it something to what it was, and since we were all coming over here and brainwashed and whatever and all that, we don't know any better, and this is what they
This is
did.
what I would say. I would say Christianity has definitely been used by the devil, not by God, but by people, and it's been twisted to use for whatever reasons, right? But
Right,
that doesn't negate the fact. Okay, some people say it's a white man's religion or a white man's book. Guess what? The scriptures existed way before the Europeans came and
okay,
enslaved people or used it to try to keep people, in bondage, to try to say, well, the Bible speaks of slavery, so therefore I can keep you as a slave. Like they'll take things out of context to try to flip it and
right,
try to keep, okay. So that'd be number one, is that the scriptures existed, bro, before the Europeans even came to America, or before any of that. You know what I'm saying? And so when you take the time to really see how it was written, how it was preserved, not only that, the prophecies that have been fulfilled, bro.
right,
There's been prophecies that have been fulfilled to the T. There's over hundreds and hundreds of them. And what the times we're living in now, if you read the book of Revelation, which was written 2,000 years ago,
our favorite book.
you can see it unfolding right now, bro. How did that happen? How is it that everything that's in these scriptures are being fulfilled right now? There's no other book you can find. There's the book of the dead, right? From Egypt. There's all these different religions and religious writings, right? But none of those, not one of those, can give you the future in advance the way the Bible does, bro. And like the book of Daniel, just real quick, the book of Daniel, it tells you before Alexander the Great existed, it told you who was gonna rule, how they were gonna rule, how it is all gonna happen. If you go do the homework and the research, and you don't just hear or go by what you heard throughout the years, oh, the Bible this, the Bible that, or you go Google something that some dude wrote to try to discredit the Bible. If you just go do the homework yourself, you will come to find out. Because that's what I did. Because guess what? I
Right,
used to question the Bible. I've always been the type of dude that I gotta question everything, and I used to be into a lot of different stuff.
right.
And then God showed me. He's like, "Look, son, quit being so hard headed, so stubborn, and look and do the homework yourself, and watch what I'm gonna show you."
Mm,
And that's why I'm so, that's why I
that
can
fast.
speak confidently. You know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
was gonna ask you too, Isaac, one more thing. And you kind of answered it, but how were you able to stay? Because a lot of homies get the word, even probably like going through what you've been through, facing life, been in prison, behind the walls. They find God and they get out and they still for a while, but a lot of homies fall off and this and that. How were you able to? Because you have been strong for years and still
By
all the
God's
way
grace,
in.
bro.
How have you? Just for the people who may can't
I,
understand that or need
I
to
was
hear
just
that.
talking to I was just talking to my homeboy right now. You know my
Mhm,
homeboy,
mhm.
that was at the video shoot. I won't
Yeah.
say his name, but you met him with all attached,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, that's my brother in Christ, bro, and he's struggling right now with even going back to the hood and all
yeah.
that. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a war, bro. Every single day. Sometimes I go through it, bro. I'm tempted.
Mhm.
You know, but it's all by God's grace, bro. By His grace, He has kept me going strong. And I think back to how I used to be, and I'm like, it's not worth it.
Right,
It's not worth it. Not where I've been. I've been in
right,
jail for murder.
right.
You know what I'm
It don't
saying?
get
I
no
wasn't.
worse than
I
that.
was.
Yeah,
I was convicted of murder.
yeah,
So if I went backwards,
yeah,
it just not. And then I'm a father now,
yeah,
and I have I have a baby on the way.
yeah,
And God has given me a ministry, and there's people that, I'm not saying I'm all this and that, but there's people that they're looking at me, bro, and they're
yeah.
they're the only God that they probably see is a God inside of me
Right,
that's trying to reach them. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And so I consider all this, and I'm like, nah, man, I gotta keep going. Lord, give me the strength, give me the
right,
courage. I gotta constantly be in prayer. I gotta
right,
constantly be in the book we were talking about, so I
right,
could get that wisdom, get that bread, get fed, right?
right.
And I gotta be in a battle, bro. It's a war. The enemy,
Yeah,
he's constantly shooting darts at me, bro.
right,
Constantly shooting. shooting, bro. Shoot my mind, social media. Look at this,
Yeah.
my eyes trying to tempt me with my eyes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, get out of here. I reject that in Jesus' name, man. I need to keep going because my life it represents a whole lot more than just me, bro. If it was just about me,
Right.
I'd probably be in the hood right now. But
Right.
nah, man, I got a family, I got friends, I got
And,
loved ones, bro. You know.
and you look and Isaac, like someone like you who's been through it all, and everything. But I can, but some people, like, even like you just spoke on your homeboy who's like a real dude. And anyone, like you said, if you don't know him and probably didn't know he was in it, you would think he was still, what I mean, he's
Yeah,
he's
you
he's
would
a
think
real one.
he's
When you
yeah.
see him, he gives that presence to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how, like you said, you can deal with it because you've been dealing with this so long, and you have your mind is stronger. And it just sometimes, it works different with from person to person. You can deal with this when maybe someone like the homie who's more, like dealing with the struggle, and not
Well,
even more so like you, to who's so open, and now has a presence and a fixture into what you do. He's still just the homie that's to himself and trying to fight this battle and just stay good. How does someone like that who's listening,
I'm
how
gonna
do they
tell
deal
you,
with that?
I'm gonna tell you how, bro, where
Who's
the
not
key.
you, who can't do it like you?
I'm gonna tell you where the key's at, cause I'm just like them.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know, I know that.
I'm not like. But here's the key: we have to strive to be consistent
Hmm.
in our walk. If we're really walking that good fight, we're fighting that good fight of faith, and we're walking with the Lord. It's the this book right here, bro. It tells you what to do. It tells you you need to be in prayer, bro. You need to constantly be acknowledging your heavenly Father and asking Him to help you walk, take those steps.
Hmm.
You gotta constantly be renewed because the world comes in, social media, we're flooded, bro. We're inundated with so much negativity, which is what the topic is today, right? Negativity.
Right. Yes.
And that stuff consumes you. And if you don't have something to counter that, come on, what's gonna be the result? And if you're a Christian, if you're trying to walk that walk, um, you're gonna fall if you're not seeking, if you're not staying plugged in, right? We're supposed to be a body of the body of Christ. You're supposed to be one body. So we're supposed to edify each other. We're supposed to
Right.
be in constant communion with each other. We're supposed to be, there's certain things you're supposed to be doing, right? So if you're not doing those things and you're doing the opposite, or you're allowing all these little things to come in and kind of take root in your heart, take root in your mind, you can't look back and say, hey, how did that happen? So I'm gonna use my boy as an example. And he just told me, he admitted, he's like, look, he got a different job, bro. He had two jobs. He
Hmm.
was always busy.
Right.
Where guess what? He didn't have no more time for God. He
Mm.
didn't have no time for. He stopped going to
Mm.
church. He
Right.
stopped, and then the environment he was working in. He was working in a
Right.
place where he shouldn't have been working in.
Right.
He wasn't, and I didn't
That's a
tell him like,
good way to say that, because almost you want to be busy. Like I was just about to say, you want to stay busy to have,
mhm.
but like you said, he got so busy to where he didn't have time for God, and that's important, because you know what? Sometimes we can become so consumed or so comfortable, even to where it's like comfortable to where you'll remember, when's the last time I prayed, or did I wake up this morning and say thank you, God? You went through the whole day.
That's exactly what it is, bro. That's the good fight of faith. That's the walk. It's called a walk.
Right.
It's not something that you just do one day and then think that the following day you're gonna be stuck. You're not stuck. You're gonna go off the bread. Okay, let me give you a quick example. If it, in the Old Testament, God, he rained down manna from heaven to the Israelites when they were going through the desert, right?
Right.
And he rained down food for them, okay? And he told them, you can't save this food for the next day, because guess what? It's gonna be no good. It's gonna be
Mm.
spoiled, and you're gonna get sick. So what happened was they had to eat the fresh food every single day. Well, that was a picture. Jesus said, I am the bread of life.
Hmm.
And so when you eat, you gotta eat every day. It's like being nourished today. You can't eat today and expect that to get you through for the next 2 weeks,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
You gotta eat the next day again.
Right.
And it's the same way in the spiritual sense. You got to keep
Keep,
eating
yeah,
because
keep yourself fed.
because if you don't keep eating, you're going to be
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Malnourished. And you
malnourished.
can be spiritually malnourished. And when you're spiritually malnourished, guess who's going to come knocking on your door? The enemigo.
Right. Wow.
The enemigo is
And
going to come
that
tapping on
that's
the.
so important because, like you said, we don't. People probably don't look at things like everything in life seems to have excuse. Like we can look at one thing, like you just said. You made a perfect example. If you don't eat, guess what? If you don't, you can eat a big meal, even if you get real full. That was full, boom, boom, boom. But if you don't eat for next day or 2 days, you're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be, like you said, malnutrition. Same way with anything else, whether it is your religion or your Bible. You work out. Boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom. If you don't work out for 2 3 weeks, you're
Mm.
not gonna be as swole as you were. It's
There
just
you
it's
go.
just the mathematics. So everything works the same way. You can't substitute this or say this is different. Same way with spirituality.
And
You
and
know,
so and so that's how people stray, bro. When
yeah.
someone falls, that's why it happens. Usually, that's what happens. There's pastors, right? These dudes are men of God. They're and guess what happens, bro? They a lot of times um they end up going with different some end up going with another woman. That's usually one of the biggest
Mm,
that's one of the biggest how do you say it? Reasons why they fall. Not the only one, but that's one of the big ones.
mm,
How does that happen? They allow their eyes to stray and I was just talking to my wife today about this. I keep it real with my wife, bro. Like
mhm.
I tell her about my struggles.
Right.
I tell her, hey, man, the world's out there, man. But I tell her I keep it real. I don't want to have my eyes on nobody else.
Right.
I want to be faithful to God, number one, but I want to be faithful to you, not only physically, but mentally. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in that full union with you, and the only way to do that is to be real, to be honest with your weaknesses, and to seek God to help you to get through that. And He will, bro. When you do that and you're vulnerable in God's presence, He's gonna show up. He's
Mhm.
gonna show up. He's gonna be like, all right, son, you're finally allowing me to take the steering wheel. Because a lot
Mhm.
of times we try to do it on our own. We try to go on our own strength, our own willpower, and guess what, bro? We're weak. When it comes
Yeah.
down to it, if you're gonna keep it real,
Yeah. That's real.
we're weak, bro.
That's real. That's so real. Even the things that like quote unquote say people are scared about. And this is not, at anyone because everyone I'm a victim too, but like even the things when you break down to say to one who would maybe want to get saved, who's thinking about it or whatever, but they're hesitant because they say, "Oh man, I don't think I'm ready to
Mm,
give everything up or just to
good
be
one.
so." You know what I mean? But
I
when
got
you
one for
break
that, bro.
everything down, look, when you break everything down, when you choose to live, just even say not to be saved, but just live righteous, right? What happens when you say you're gonna live righteous? You're gonna cut all the stuff out that's not righteous, right? So it's not even when you're saying you're not gonna be quote unquote saved or believing it, but you want to cut everything out that's not righteous. And what is all that really? Comes down to sin.
Yeah.
That's
So check
everything that's not right.
so check this out. You know that the devil uses that to keep people from God? He
Yeah,
uses that
I
that
can believe it.
thought. He uses that thought to keep them from God because guess what? Someone that God's been knocking on their door, bro. He's been on their heart. He's been tugging at their heart, tugging at their heart. They're like, I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. I can't not sin, or I can't not smoke this, or I can't not drink this, or I can't not go there or go here or talk to this person. Whatever it is, right? But I'm here to tell you, anybody listening, for anybody, hopefully this can help somebody.
Mhm.
That's not where it's at. God doesn't say, at least the Christian faith, Jesus says, my burden is light. All those who are heavy, who labor and are heavy laden, come to me, and you will find rest. He goes, my burden is easy and my yoke is light. Basically, he's saying, don't think that it's that that hard. I'm the one that's gonna help you knock those things off of you. And I'm here to tell you, I've been walking with the Lord strongly since 2013, but I started my relationship kind of developing in 2008. So
Mhm.
that's over 10 years. That's about what, 14 years. And
Yeah.
God's still chipping away, bro. He's
Right.
still you know what I mean? Some of these things are still the layers are still being peeled. But I'm not out there trying to hunt people down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't out there hitting that pipe
Right.
or you know what I'm saying, in the club or just trying to hurt people and being, you know, wicked with my mouth and all that stuff, right? But do I still have struggle with some things, bro? Yeah, bro, they surface, man. The anger and just stuff like that.
Right.
But my point is this is that nobody takes a shower before they shower.
Mm.
You got to jump in that shower and let Christ, let Jesus cleanse you of all
Mm.
that filth.
Right.
Don't try to clean yourself of all that filth and then come to God, cuz guess what? You ain't going to ever clean yourself and you ain't going to ever come to God. You know, and the devil will use that to try to keep you from
Mm.
God, you know.
It's so many things like being said without being said that makes you think. Like you just said, even when you get in the shower, what do? You have to take a shower to cleanse yourself because if not, if you walked around without a shower for 2 or 3 days, you're gonna be funky. You're gonna be like, so it's the same thing is everything breaks down. I'm just trying to say it in a way to not sound so, but it's just mathematics. Everything breaks down in the same way, bro. You know,
Mhm.
with this faith, with prayer, however you do it. And that's another thing I want to ask you too, Isaac, and then we'll wrap it up because
Okay.
I really want to make this, we got to get together and make this, I want to make this happen.
Mhm.
Um, but say for instance someone like we're talking about prayer and God and Jesus Christ, what do you say for someone out there who whatever they worship, like when they say okay to break down with who you worship, like God, Jesus, Allah, whatever, the breakdown on that, just something quick because that can go deep too
Yeah, yeah,
in
that could
itself.
go
I know
deep.
that can go a whole nother, but
So
just a overview for someone, just just a brief.
so with all due respect to anybody watching, what you believe, uh I I myself, now I think I'm a little bit more respectful in that aspect because I kind of see it. We're all
Mhm,
on that path, right? I myself was what you would call a new ager.
mhm,
I believed that uh we're all one. Everything
mhm,
is one, and there might be some people listening here that believe that, and that everything was just kind of energy. And then I believed in karma. I believed in a lot of different things. Okay, now, and for years, I used to preach. I used to push this. I used to hand out books,
right.
and then and
Extra
then
with it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then God corrected me. You know, God corrected me. The Bible. I gotta tell you what the Bible says. I can't
Mhm,
tell you what I think or what I feel how it should be. The Bible is exclusive, and it says that narrow is the gate and wide is the path to destruction, and there are few that find that narrow gate,
mm,
because wide, there's so many religions out there. There's so many different religious cults. There's so many beliefs. Which one is right? People say. Some people, they steer clear from God because they say, well, there's so many religions. Why should I choose any of them?
mhm.
They're all wrong. Like,
Right.
and they all want to fight each other, right? And so here's what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that, and this the Bible deals with this one thing, and it's what we've been talking about: sin.
Mhm,
sin, sin.
mhm,
No other faith, no other belief system deals with the problem of sin. We all know that we are sinners. Deep down, inherently, even atheists know that they're no good. If an atheist was walking down the street and he got shot and he had a couple more breaths to live, I guarantee you he's gonna call
mm.
out to God, even though he
Right,
says he doesn't believe,
right.
because inside they there's a belief in God, but we know that we've been separated from God. And so, but the good news is this: is that God Himself came in and wrapped Himself in flesh, and He did what no human could do, because we have free will. And our
Yeah.
great grandparents, Adam and Eve, they sinned against God. He gave them free will, and sin entered the world. And then, but the book Romans says that where sin abounded, grace abounded much more.
Mm,
And Jesus Christ came into this world, and He lived a perfect life, because God is a holy God. and there's no way to be in God's presence in the presence of sin. And so what Jesus did is that he shed his blood, and that blood cleanses us, spiritually speaking, of all sin, bro, of all unrighteousness. It doesn't mean you're no longer gonna sin. It doesn't mean you're no longer gonna struggle. But in God's eyes, if you when you place your faith in Christ, he justifies you. It's a legal transaction, and he declares you not guilty, and he accepts you into his family. He adopts you into his family, and
Mhm.
and he says you are now my child. He places his seal upon you, and your name is written in the book of life. And when you leave this earth, you're gonna be in heaven, and you're gonna live for eternity, and you're not gonna just be floating around heaven. The eternal life is much more real than this life. The reality of eternity is much more better than this one. And when it's with God, it's forever, and it's gonna be awesome. But that's my kind of short answer, is that as far as all the other roads, I believe the enemy created all these different beliefs to keep people from that one truth that matters. And
Mm.
that's that Jesus Christ came to shed his blood so that you can be reconciled. And let me tell you, my favorite scripture is Romans chapter 4, verses 7 through 8. It says, blessed is the man or woman. When it says man, it's talking about man and woman. Blessed is a man whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord shall not impute sin. Impute means count against you. He's not going to count your sins against you. And when that happens, when he takes your sin, he covers you in righteousness. That's why what you see on the screen, it says righteous by faith.
Right.
I'm not righteous because I'm a good guy, or because I pray, or because I go to church. I'm righteous because I put my faith in Christ, and he declared me righteous. He declared me not guilty. And
Oh,
now,
one more thing. Isaac, break down because people see the righteous by faith, but your rap name you go by RIP. Can you break down those two for people who don't know about your name when they see it or see your rap name?
RIP is my name. My first name is Raul, my middle name is
You
Isaac,
did say that before. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
my last name
Forgot.
is Pedroza.
I forgot.
RIP.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I never went
But
by
you know, some of
Raul.
the people get confused when they because righteous by faith or probably like they know you. Say for instance, now everyone watching you knows you're righteous by faith. But when they go look up the music in RIP, they may not, or be confused. So just want to put that out there so they can get that correct. You know?
Amen. Yeah, real quick to a Picaro seat. He made a comment about he has a different interpretation. That's fine. We can have different interpretations, but just to you say we're not born sinners or into sin. So I'm not giving my what I think. I'm telling you what the Bible says. I can show you guys scriptures, which I'm not gonna do that. But there's plenty of scriptures, and the Bible tells us that uh no, there is none righteous, no, not one. And that's Romans chapter 3, verse 10. That says there is none righteous, no, not one. But now, Romans chapter 3, verse 21 says, but now, apart from the law, righteousness has entered,
Mm.
and so that's the message, that's the gospel, that's the good news.
Hey, Picaro though, but check this out, Picaro. We're gonna have a whole look, and that's why I'm glad we could talk. We're gonna put together a whole show. Like I said, well, I want to talk. I don't want to get religious and go into because see, that's the thing. You can never debate and all that. We'll go all day, but I want to try to keep it like we'll talk about the Bible and then we can break down that. But I want to have a bigger show about this and we can
Amen.
talk about all that with Caro. So just hang tight. We're gonna come
Yeah,
back.
yeah, let's do it. That'll
Um,
be awesome. Yeah.
yeah, because we're gonna shut it down tonight because I wasn't prepared, but we're gonna set this up and because this I already see this is gonna be big and I just want us to speak like I said me personally about the Bible. I'm sure we'll take it other places, but we're gonna set that show up to bring it to you guys, in the best way we can. So me and Isaac will try to set that up and just look out for that in the future. We're gonna put together a show we could just talk about this whole platform and everyone can that's what we want to do. And that's what my boy Isaac always does too. That's what I respect about him. He can go with anyone and speak about it and respectfully speak about it and everyone can come to their own conclusions or we can
Yeah,
have
it's
or
not to
whatever. So
argue.
that
Let
that's
let
what's up.
them,
Yeah.
yeah, let them decide. Let whoever's listening decide. I
Right.
I trust that God, he moves in the hearts of people. And if that person is ready to receive that, they gonna receive it. And if not, hey, keep it pushing, man. I was there plenty of times. Trust me.
Right.
So that's why I respect everybody. But I used to be more confrontational, but
And
now,
that's another thing I want to ask you before we cut, because you spoke about it. Like, how did you come to that point? Because that is the thing I think people need not to know or do, because you go off of your own person to person. But like you said, you became more calm, and like how you pushed it before, like what you're supposed to do, push it and put the word out
hmm
there. But it's a way to do
yeah,
it to where,
yeah.
because
There's a
sometimes
way to
nowadays
approach
you
it.
come across the people where they're scared now, like it's too much.
Yeah, if
You
you
know what I
approach
mean?
it
You don't want
wrongly,
to do that.
if you approach it wrongly, that means your motivation is probably wrong. You just want to be right. And
Right.
though, and people will see that. They'll see that. They'll be like, "Man, you're over here trying to." It's like you want to convert someone, but you're not gonna do that by trying to, like, you can be confident and speak
Yeah,
facts,
but you
right, and
can't
speak
force
truth.
someone to yeah,
Yeah, but that's God's business.
yeah.
I can't convert.
That part right
I
there,
can't convince.
that's what I wanted to say. How did
Yeah,
you learn that, okay, I know God wants me to do this, but that's still, we know that's gonna be up to him. I could do
that's
what
up
I
to
can,
him.
but that's
That's
up to
not.
him. I
Yeah,
can't make I'm not God, so I
I
can't
ain't
make
got
this
no
person.
power over
Right,
nobody.
right,
I
right, right,
pray, God, use my lips, use my tongue, use me, because it does say we are his body and he
right,
wants to use us. But ultimately, that's his business, man. And I all I do is pray, and I say, Lord, move, move, Lord, move by your Holy Spirit. May your Holy Spirit come upon this person or whoever,
right.
even if they reject it. And I've seen it, bro. I've seen where at one time they were this way, and then before you know it, boom, like the Lord
Mhm.
does something. So that's where it's at, bro. And me, I was there, bro. I was that person. I used to speak against the Bible, bro. I used to, because I was deceived by man, and I was deceived by the things I used to read, because they make it real. They make it sound real good, because it's appealing to the flesh. Because a part of the
Right,
flesh,
right,
you don't want to deal. You don't want to say I'm a sinner. You don't want to say
right,
I'm. You don't want to say I'm wrong. You want to be like, no, I'm a good person.
right.
No, that's not true, man. And when you come to that point, that's when you're gonna see, like, man, you know what? I'm not a good person, but I want to. I need that. I need that. But anyhow, man, I appreciate you, my brother, for always allowing me, bro, to just speak, speak
Man,
as I'm led, bro. That's a
because it's
blessing
the
to me.
real. I'm led by the real, so it's just like that's what it is, and like you said, you're my brother, and I'm always appreciative of that we connected. So it's always gonna be that, bro. You know what I mean? I love to conversate with you about things like this when it comes up, and I know that's led by the faith. So it's like this has come up again, and it brought us back together, because it's not like we
Hey, we've
planned this,
talked for
and
hours. They
you're the
probably
homie
don't.
and all that, but we don't plan this to come together
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah. I didn't plan it, bro.
So
I
it's like
I definitely did not
that's what
plan
it
on
is.
coming on here,
That's
bro.
the
But when I
spirit.
seen you, I was
That's
like,
the
you know what?
spirit.
Let me get on
So
here.
that spirit was led, because look, what you don't know is even a week before this show, on my last show, we were talking about something different, right? And it came up the topic of the Bible, and I was like, man, I would just love to do a show. Okay, where we talk about the Bible, and then someone in the comments, the homegirl Brenda, she was like, the homie Sticks, he would be good. She
Oh,
brought you up, and then it's just
that's
weird
great.
how
You
tonight
know,
you come in the chat.
that's
I'm
crazy.
like, wow,
Brenda. That's actually Brenda and my boy, bro. That
oh,
I grew up with him
because it
out
is to
here.
Brendan's in the thing. It's two. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's two names,
Yeah, it's
bro.
two names.
That guy, I went to junior high with him. I won't
Oh,
say his name,
wow.
but
Wow.
I went to junior high
Wow,
with
that's
him,
even crazier.
bro. And we linked
Wow.
up. Guess what? He did a gang of time. He's been to Pelican Bay. He's been all over the place. Me and him linked up out
Wow.
here. Finally, I actually work with his sister, bro. And man, I got a lot of love for them,
Wow.
bro.
See, and
Yeah.
that's even more confirmation to how this, because look, I didn't even mean to bring her name, even though, like I said, I didn't even mean to bring up her name right now. As soon as I did, you're like, oh,
What a
that's
trip. Yeah.
wow. So come
Hey, a
on.
lot of people
This was
don't
meant
know.
to happen.
Yeah, a lot of people
This
don't know. Me and you, we got some sessions, bro. We
yeah,
got
yeah,
quite
yeah.
a few sessions where we went for hours.
Hours, bro. That's why I said I know this can go that way, but this wasn't planned. So we're gonna plan
Yeah,
to do
we'll
it
plan
right.
it
You know what I
out.
mean? We're gonna plan it
Get
out.
the topic exactly, like
Right.
however you want to do it. Bring some people on if you want,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
talk
We're gonna
about
hook
it.
it up. We're gonna hook it up.
Let's
So
do it.
everyone out there, be on the lookout for that. We're gonna hook this up, and we're gonna bring it to the table. That's man. Shout out to my boy Isaac Pedrosa again. Righteous by Faith. Go follow his channel right now. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Homie has great stuff on there. Don't be scared. You know, he's just speaking the real and he's gonna lead by faith. He's righteous by faith. But it's always gonna be real. So don't
Appreciate
be
that, my
afraid
brother.
to tap
Salute to
in.
you guys. I'll let you
Love you,
close
bro.
it up. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out of here.
All right, bro.
God bless you guys, man, and appreciate you guys for listening, man. Salute, respect, grace, and peace to you all, man.
Peace. That's my boy again, Isaac Pedrosa Righteous. And it's funny again how this stuff works. Look, I started off, and I know some people are gonna go back and look at this show and be like, see, the haters will say this. He started off the show, womp, and now he on some religion. He think he religious now. No, man. Everything I do on this show is led by faith, righteous by faith. I didn't ask my homeboy to hop on there. He hopped on here, and that's what it is. Faith, homie. Everything on this channel, I even seen the comment the dude said I did something for views. I'm like, wow. You know, nothing on here I do for view. I don't care. Dude, if anybody knows me with this YouTube stuff, I didn't even want to do this. And I'm not new to none of this. I do radio. I have my own platform. The G-Lew show is a platform signed, sealed, and solidified. I've been doing this 13 years, bro. I'm new to this YouTube. I really didn't want to do it. That's why I have my homeboy Cornell who on here with me. That's why I got DD and Queen, and I would rather them do this stuff. But ladies don't always get along. So, and my boy, he has other stuff going on. So I had to step up and do it and keep the show going. But I don't really care for this TV camera stuff. I do radio. That's what I do. I've been doing radio. Um, but I'm not new to this. I'm just saying that to say this is what I do. I'm not new to this, but I don't do anything for no views, homie. I don't care about that. You know, my thing here is positivity. If I was about views, I would be on here pushing negativity. And you've never seen me one time on this channel on here doing no fugazi ass stuff, no bulls crap, no sitting up here, doing stuff for likes or causing controversy and doing the extras and shenanigans. I don't do that. I would never do that, compromise myself for anything, bro. I would never do that. So I would never do anything for views. Anything I do on here is for love, man. That's it. Like I said, I love the ladies, man. I don't really care for dudes. I love ladies. I love to serenade the ladies and play good music, oldies and all that. So, but we want to spread awareness and keep stuff real. And I'm connected with a lot of people, man. So again, I speak about this stuff because I can. I'm well connected. You know what I mean? I don't be on here with the extras because I don't have to do that, homie. But I really live this shit for real. So I don't have to put on no extras, bro. You know what I'm saying? But again, thank you everyone who tuned in. I don't want to get too extra, and I start off the show not on negativity, but the show is about negativity, how it affects your life. Don't let negativity affect your life if you can. If you can help it, don't let it affect your life, man. It's about balancing options, balance it out, balance the positive more than negative. My homeboy Hank Norman, Hankster the Gangster, always said, "Live your life like God is watching you." That's why it's a trip. My homeboy was on here, and you don't have to be religious to. But if people really live like God is watching them all the time, like think, not even saying God, think like you say, cameras is everywhere now. If you knew cameras were everywhere all the time, even though that's invasion of privacy, you still would live different, right? So think of that as God. God is not a camera, but God is always watching you. So live your life like God is watching you, and I guarantee you'll do better. You cut a lot of that bull stuff out. You cut a lot of the fat out, unnecessary stuff out. And we're all human, so we're gonna make mistakes and we're gonna do what we do. We got to deal with our struggles, our addictions, whatever they may be. It ain't gotta be drug. You could be dealing with addictions with food, um, negativity, porn, whatever. It don't gotta be, but whatever your situation is, you know what that is. So just try to live like God is watching you. You'll do better for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave you with. I'm G-Lew. It's the G-Lew Show After Hours Wednesday Q&A. Shout out to my sponsor, producer DD Hairston, who made it happen. Much love, DD, and everyone out there who makes this show happen. My supporters, my loved ones, Denise Castillo, Perlana, Elia Delgado, the top model, my number one supporter. Shout out to you, Queen Jean, DD. I already said everyone out there. I can't say all the names, but thank you, everyone. Appreciate the love. And we'll be back on Friday. Shout out to my boy Righteous by Faith, Isaac Pedrosa. Go check out our video. Welcome to LA. It's out there right now, blowing up, and it's on all digital platforms. So Peace, everyone. We're out. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you Friday, and after that, I'm in Vegas. Peace, peace, and